Hey, welcome to Zae Reflections. I changed the name of my page or my channel recently. A lot of change in my life. I won't get into too much specifics about those changes, but I'm in my apartment and I'm sitting over the water actually and listening to a local restaurant in Ocean City as they're closing down for the night. It's about 1:30 in the morning and the bar's about to close, and I'm just sitting here. Just got home myself, and the whole notion of just being thankful, no matter what, just being thankful. Um, this has been a very interesting year. I had mentioned to you before that I've had some challenges with COVID and still dealing with some lung issues, um, and then COVID, the long COVID has affected my other areas where I'm dealing with severe arthritis and pain and discomfort. It's just a lot of different things that has just been happening in the last few months. But I've been trying to find ways to just be thankful for what is. There's so many things happening around the world and around the globe, in people's lives that are so much more traumatic than anything I've experienced. Um, I went to it's Veterans Day, so I'm a veteran. I went to a local restaurant and got me some food. And as I walked in, a gentleman who I hadn't seen in a good while, um, I asked how he was doing, and he said he wasn't doing well, and he had three different types of cancer all at the same time. And so I sat with him and I listened to his story, and he was telling me about the chemo and how hard it is, and but how he's thankful and he's hopeful, and just a hard journey. And as I just listened, I realized, my trials are very, very light in comparison to so many other people. And so I'm just very thankful. The changes in my life have been interesting. Many of them have been unexpected, but I'm thankful. I'm just thankful for what is. I don't have to have many explanations for what is, or I don't even have to understand it. I'm realizing more and more that I don't have to have answers to be happy, that I can just look at life for what it is, be grateful, be thankful. Um, we can look down the corridors of history and look at so many different men and women who have um, thought about life and the meaning of life, from Bruno Giordano to Socrates to Plato and Marcus Aurelius. Many African and Asian philosophers and thinkers from all over the globe throughout history have asked questions about the meaning of life. Religions have explored, great philosophers have explored. We've reached out into the depths of the universe trying to understand what does any of this really mean. And one of the things that I really find striking that Socrates humbly admitted was that he knew nothing. As much as he is considered the father of philosophy, he came to the conclusion that he really knew nothing. Marcus Aurelius said that life is about transformation, or he actually said this: the universe is transformation, and that life is opinion. And I read that in his book Meditations this past week, and it made me kind of stop and think. Well, life is the universe is transformation. In essence, there's one thing that's constant, and that's change. Everything's always changing. And then, secondly, most of what we think we know is really opinion. And we can see that in the news, we see that in the media, we see that in politics, we see that on Facebook, we see that in various conversations about various things, that it's most of life is opinion and not fact. There are very little facts that we really have. We're really wrestling with a lot of opinion about facts, or at least what we consider to be facts. And so what I'm realizing more and more is that I don't really know a lot. I think all the time, but there's very little that I know. There's some people back here arguing in the back. Sorry about that. Um, there's very little that I know. Um, being a former pastor, one of the things that struck me was that we have some 40,000 various denominations within the Christian faith, and everyone vying for supremacy. But we have the right God. We serve the right version of Jesus. We have the right version of the Bible. We have the right doctrine, the right theology. You had John Calvin actually killing people for not believing what he believed. The Catholic Church killing Protestants and Protestants killing Catholics. And we have all this infighting within the church, even today, as to who's right and who's wrong. So much opinion, flavored with whims and wishes and desires that are really self centered. But when it comes down to it, we know very little. And one of the things I posed earlier today as I was having a conversation with some friends is, what if we could just see each other as human beings, respect each other as such, and choose the path of love? What if we choose the path of least resistance, which is the path of love? What if we found a way to let love be the greatest wisdom we could ever partake in and live accordingly? Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It sounds like a very simple premise, a very basic uh, concept, but the whole notion of doing unto others as you would have them do unto you. And even as Confucius said some 500 years before Christ, don't do unto others what you don't want done to you. Same thing, treat people the way you want to be treated. I look at all of the political discourse today, and it saddens me just how we can't have civil conversations about anything that's noteworthy, because life is opinion, and we hold on to our opinions even to the death, as opposed to letting them go and letting ourselves become what's possible, become wisdom, become love, become grace, become calm, forgiveness, grace, mercy, tolerance, temperance, justice, courage. All of these intangible qualities that really make being human worth being human. Those are the things that really matter. The stuff, the things that we buy, the things that we consider transactions, the stuff that we are told that we must have, that's not real life. Real life are the things that we become, those invisible forces that make us truly noble people. That's what matters. So as I sit here and I think about that very idea, um, being grateful, being thankful, becoming, choosing to be human, choosing to be a better human, choosing to be kind, choosing to not know. I'm not going to fight for what I believe and fight for my opinions and fight for. I choose to fight for love. That's my fight today. I want to fight for love. I want to fight to be a loving being. And if I can somehow give that to the world and give that to people, then I've done my job. Whether I die rich or whether I die poor, um, what I want to be remembered for is that I was a person that truly believed that love wins. Um, Peace to you. Be thankful. Um, Look around you and count your blessings, and share them with the people around you, even those that you don't like, particularly those that you don't like. Be especially kind. Peace to you. Amen. You have a beautiful year.